Oh, hello, you all fine people, and welcome back to more Orb of Creation. We're going to reach Alchemy tonight. That's at least the big goal, and I'm going to work on it ASAP, because there's really not much in the way there, and we're going to be there in a second, so to say. There's only like 4,500 maximum space between me and the unlocking of alchemy. And the cool part by now is I got pretty strong spells, and these upgrades they do matter a lot. Let's see for another thing though, and that's more development. Yeah, okay. I'm just regenerating stuff, so I didn't pass on anything. Charged spells. Learn how to charge spells. Now that sounds fine. But I actually wanted to check out... here. Expert expansion requires 4,800 spells. Wow. So you have to do that twice. Yet again, this is just for all those who bared with me or been with me the other episodes. This is basically a research type system where I'm able to enhance specific parts of my build. Well, costy. So, let's see. Where can I spend some knowledge real quick? In some proficiency for now. And why not some aptitude? Alright. And I vaguely remember that on the other end, I had a large interest in increasing my capacities here. There's always a lot of things going on at the same time when you're playing Orb of Creation. So let's see. Hey, Nitro, welcome. So happy to see you. You're really one of the few people that really show up very, very quickly when I turn up my streams. Appreciate that. So, let's go. The maximum cap is increasing quite quickly there. So let's see. I am also able to upgrade that spell, but only for 4,000 space. More than I can currently carry. So, let's see. That also helps. Cool. How am I? A little bit tired. It's gone a little bit late for today, but I felt like I don't care. I want to be around, and I practically had no clue what I should be doing instead of streaming. So out for a good time, and happy that the weekend is there. I hope you guys are as well. So, Expert Artificer, this will give me more skill capacity. Let's see how hard that will rock. 699, and this number should go too. Oh, I'm out of wood. So, 0.25 on that end. And almost double on the capacity there. Holy crap! So I think I should just craft thaumic scrolls with my excess knowledge. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, this way I'll get rid of the excess knowledge quite nicely. And thaumic scrolls are really cool. They can craft a lot of funky stuff with that. So, back to our space generation program. Urn of Expansion is actually not that important right now. Let's keep going with the Urns of Holding for the moment. Casting level up. Yeah, great to hear that. So... needs more paper for more thaumic scrolls, although it would be also great to build everything else here. This is so cruel about this game. You have this. It gives you the urge to expand into all directions at once, which is of course not possible, but it's a cool thing. I really like that. I don't have that kind of pull on too many games. It's something that always impressed me like nothing else when I was playing Orb of Creation. It's really a game that's hard to put down. So there's skill points that we're able to spend. More capability, please, because I need at least a level 24 and 200 Thormic Scrolls. Are you guys insane? Do you want to kill me? Well, the scholars' books are quite valuable right now. So let's keep going with the spatial expansion problem. You still can't wrap your head around Orb of Creation. Well, it's a steadily more complex growing fun game. Oh, Empowered Smithery. I can now boost up my crafting power for a short period of time. That's awesome. So let's do this. So when it comes down to using this game, I'm a scrub. I'm a total scrub. Like, I think I'm not even barely using all the options the spell system offers to you. There are so many different charms and spells that you can whip out. It's amazing. So, this spell book is supposed to give me the ability to tinker out stuff like crazy. So, Empowered Smithery. This is a charm spell. So let's see what I want to put up there with it. How would it look with heavy 214% instead of just 53? But the cooldown is just insane then. 4 minutes. 4 minutes with almost no spells, so if I put a quick glyph on it, I can't pay it anymore. I guess that goes for all other upgrades there. So yeah, do I want to cast that only every 4 effing minutes, or do I have any other thingies there? Oh no, knowledge is on cap. It's not that terrible. Just bothers me a bit. Well, why not? I feel like there are worse ways to spend my mana. Okay, 3,000 and let's wrap up some other useful spells here, like a quickened version of Create Space, a quickened version of Expand Magic, and last but not least, Conjure Wood. How about we put this together? Oh, still a little bit too weak for most things. That's a little bit sad, but whatever. Okay, got a lot of wood, and now we're going to use that. So Empowered Smithery goes down. And, well, here, there's the set action multiplier. So I didn't want to create anything else than paper right now, because I really feel that I need more scholars' books, and therefore, let's create a couple of them. Because I'm really not okay with the maximum capacity of my knowledge there. Oh man, almost all the paper is already gone, damn it. So sadly I can't pull this trick off too often, because the crafting power just went up to 4 point something there, which means, well, I get way more per crafting attempt, and that really pays off a ton. What's that like? An event log. Oh, fun. Keybinds. All right. Global search. So how about more wizard bark? I want more carpentry stations for sure. Why did I cast the spark thingy now? I don't know. Let's see if I can make something out of it. What's bothering you with wrapping your head around in the game, Night Rogue? I meant to ask. Just forgot while being captivated here. So, let's expand the world. Has a nice ring to it. There's a lot to click. Yeah, well, that's true. There's a lot of buttons to push, that's right. So, carpentry stations are awesome. They make my crafting power go wee. And I like things that do that to my crafting power. So, I got some skill points left over. Yes, it is. You totally saw what's going on there. Everything's interconnected, and that's quite an amazing thing. I don't even want to know how this guy who's creating this game is actually living. I feel like having a brain able to chow something to create something like that. I wouldn't want to live with this burden. Must be a pain to be that kind of a genius. So, enchanted memory. Oh yeah, that's what I need. That's absolutely what I need. More capacity bonuses on the stuff here. That'll help me out a ton. So, more conscious spark, because that also increases my mana regen, and mana regen is never a bad thing. Oh, and I think one other thing is about this game, which sails deep down under the radar, and that's the awesome soundtrack. Seriously, I think I haven't played an incremental idle game, or, well, this is less an idle than an incremental game, that had such a funky, great tune to it. There are such great tracks to this game. I love this. Can't put it into different words. It's just hard to not vibe with it, you know? So, let's research the arcane room. Let's see what we're getting out of that. Alright, so Empowered Smithery is up and online again, so let's do something out of that. So I should better think before I whip off that spell. So am I okay with just a big pile of paper again, or do I aim for more this time? I could. I for sure could. So, getting closer to the Gather space upgrade, which will bring us alchemy. If you thought everything was interacting already, wait until you see alchemy. That's where I really felt like I'm getting problems now. So, but I'm ready to tackle the monster this time. So let's go for Empowered Smithery and crack open a pile of paper and as many thaumic scrolls as the situation allows me to. But more paper. Just paper while that spell is running. Here we go. So 200 paper, 20 thaumic scrolls. That's exactly what I'll need for the enchanted memory spell. Me likey. Alright. That skill rating is just killing me. Ah, yeah, capability. That's where I wanted. And craftsmanship level 30. Oh, okay. I really need more capacities. That's one thing that shows up again and again. The capacities are just too low on this thing here. The good thing about expanding space is that every single one of these upgrades is getting stronger because they multiply each other. So the growth is kind of like exponential. I think it's not exponential, but it's growing faster than you would assume. I'm not okay with my mana, but when am I ever? I'm always moping about my mana. So, let's see, the Conjure Spark thingy is upgradable again. Let's do that. Conjure Spark is great. 9,000 mana. Ouchie. Dang it. So... getting there. So, do I want that? Yeah. Let's crack out more scholars' books. And beyond that, more notes. Take more notes. And some more wizard bark. And more carpentry stations while I'm at it. Oh, I could do some clockwork tables more. These are direct reducers of spell cooldown, and you know, since I never have enough mana, it's a great idea to let me cast more spells in rapid succession, I think. Maybe not. It will reduce the cooldown of stuff like no, well, this not because it's a charm. Well, whatever. Overall spell cooldown reduction is a good thing. So... oh, this one is 125. Okay. Didn't realize. Well, then we're going to go for Enchanted Memory first. There we go. Oh, whoopsie, but that's an investment that I don't want to take right now. I want to keep my stuff together and spend it for the alchemy unlock. Because that's just going to be a great new thing to play around with. Okay, I can't remember what arcane spells unlocked, so let's go for it. Oh, but I bet I can upgrade my Crackling Infusion now that I have a stronger spell here. Yep. There we go. Wonderful. That's another upgrade for my mana regeneration, you know. Here goes another one. Greater Sorcery, Thaumaturgy Capacity bonus. Ah, well, these, now we get some nice things for higher stages of research. Alright, we can craft again. Well... it's a bit depressing to crack open Empowered Smithery only to create, what? Wizard Bark twice. And then you have this huge cooldown again. Whatever. Let's create some paper on the side as well, and some Thaumic Scroll. Okay. Not too shabby. Got us some stuff. Gonna be 2 carpentry stations for sure. That's a good progress. Conscious space got quite costly for sure. Oh. So, oh gosh, nice. Gained another entire unit of stuff per crafting cycle. That's great. So, Thaumic Synergy, that was also one kick-ass skill. Oh yeah. Why is the crap on the paper bow again? Half a dash, hi there. What is giving you the increase in thaumaturgy per second? These are the automagic tomes. These are the very first items you can craft, which give you a persistent thaumaturgy income. They come quite late. And you really want to get your fingers on this stuff, but it does take a while until you get them going, because they are quite costly and they have a pretty low income to begin with. So amass power requires a entirely new resource, toggled for up to 5.2 seconds. For every 0.5 seconds you wait, non-charm spell power. So I can focus that thing, and if I get the right timing off, I get a spell that's what? About 40%-ish. Well, 37% stronger. Okay. Sounds like a pretty crappy deal, but whatever. Oh, Arcanum. Yeah. Now we're talking. Arcanum, a dense mana. The next level. They've turned up not for you yet. You have to unlock them in the workshop. There is a there is a tech behind that. I've forgotten which one, but let's see. Well, it's not showing up here because it was in the last session. So mass power and brilliance requires arcane level 2. So with the arcane glyph, I unlocked an entirely new resource. Perseverance increases the wisdom effect. Wisdom effect increases mana and also increases the non-charm spell power. Great. It's good stuff. Is there anything else? Not yet. Okay. Let's get on back to the world. Slap out another urn of urns. And, well, what's here? Expert Arcane. Oh, yeah. It's about the Arcanum production. Probably worth an investment, eh? So that's been definitely one milestone again. And there are so many things I could do right now at the same time, but I'm unable to do so because my brain capacity is not allowing it. Yeah, the artifacts are unlocking always something new as well. It's worth doing them. Rhythm Rod. So, oh yeah, I like the Rhythm Rod. This was, I think this was the one that I used most. Or was the Blast Staff? I think it was the Rhythm Rod, but I can't remember for sure. So, let's go for another Empowered Smithery. And a lot of Onyx Scroll. And more paper. Because paper is good for me or something like that. Okay. So am I by now able to upgrade that spell? 4,000 space. actually possible, but the question would be, would I be able to cast the spell afterwards, mana-wise? And do I really want to do that right now? I don't think so. I'm very close to hitting the threshold for unlocking alchemy, and therefore this is going to be a real great thing. So, Thalmic Synergy. I got the 40 scrolls I need. I merely ain't got the necessary thaumaturgy. Alright, so I can go for some more craftsmanship there without any issues. So, need to spam the space spell more and more. Which feels pretty weak by now, I gotta say. But that's mostly because the numbers are growing that hard. So, let's save up room. I need to find creative ways to spend my knowledge soon. But I gotta say, the mana capacity is growing quite nicely due to this, which is great. So, more craftsmanship never hurts. And I want to rack up the 600 thaumaturgy for this one, because this will really crack open something new, because these two things, the Scholar's Book and the Thalmic Volume, are capacity increasers. Very, very strong capacity increasers, and this will really kick off something. Hey Kage, welcome. So happy to see you. Hope you're feeling fine, and welcome to the weekend, you all fine people. So, I got some wood left over. Let's craft some more wizard bark out of that. Kind of like addicted to those carpentry stations, because they the more crafting power, the better. Like I always like that point that you get more out of it. Oh no, your weekend is already over. I see. Well, sorry to hear that. So, requires more proficiency. Let's kill some knowledge and skill there. That's a good thing. And more wizard block. Almost there. I think one more Urn of Holding upgrade and I got it. So, let's see. I don't want to research the Arcane Expert right now, because then I would need to give up on the thaumaturgy there. I would need to spend 200 of that, and way too greedy on that upgrade there. This will help me so much. Bring up new options and whatnot. So here goes. Now at 7,000 capacity. That's nice. That's where I want it to be. Now it's going to be a lot easier to upgrade the these other numbers here. And it's going to be much less of an issue to have a huge stockpile of knowledge, because there's going to be always something to upgrade here. All right. Max mana amount looks pretty bleak though, because I spent so much thaumaturgy. Because I not only have a crap ton of resources to handle, I also they also happen to have some effects at times. So now I just need to gather up all the space that I require, and then we're good to go for alchemy. Finally. Arcanum pages. Ah yeah, well. Needs more Arcanum capacity in the first place, but, well, it's the least of my worries. So, let's see. Let's craft myself some more wood. And keep the conjure space rolling. I think I'm going to duck out on the empowered smithery spell for now. I really want to clap out as many conjure space spells as possible. Call me impatient if you want to. Sadly, nothing available that I would want to play here right now. Well, I might be technically able to upgrade Conjure Space, but I wouldn't be able to cast the spell anymore, I guess. Or not reliably. I mean, I'm already, it's already an issue. A big one. So, magic book. Let's go for magic books. They are dirty cheap, and they give me exactly what I need right now. Some mana, spark, and arcanum region. Though, well, arcanum is hard to spend. I could do one thing though. Let's see. This spell is not that much important, and well, could go for something like that. This way I can power up the spell by spamming out some Amass power and spend some Arcanum, you know. It's better than sitting on this resource, I guess, and not using it at all. There we go. And now 2,400 knowledge and this new fancy resource. So How did I generate that resource again? Fun times. I have totally forgotten that I needed to obviously unlock some other resource yet again. Well, okay. Well, let's unlock the Arcane Expert and try to find out what's hindering me here now. That's kind of depressing when you work that hard on unlocking that thing and then you're sitting in front of a issue that doesn't really tell you how to resolve it. So, learn alteration. I would say this is what we're requiring, yeah. This looks pretty familiar to me. Because, you know, alchemy, alteration. So will require 32,000 mana. That's not so much of a big issue as it seems at the first glance. We're just going to spam out more thaumaturgy generation, and then we got this in no time. So, probably want to expand on that spell too, but I don't know. There we go. Aptitude, divining spell power and resilience effect. That would be more base mana per second. Not really helpful right now. So let's upgrade other stuff while I'm allocating the necessary thaumaturgy there. So here I cannot do anything, sadly. Those thaumic scrolls, if I remember correctly, though, were also storing mana. Mana capacity, yep. Why must I go? Hey, thank you so much. That's nice of you to say. Just doing my job. That's all that I can say. And great dad, you like it. So, greater craftsmanship level up. Well, craftsmanship is awesome in the first place, so let's just keep grinding on that. Okay, we're getting there. It's not really that much of a distance anymore. After that, well, probably gonna dive back into the research topic there. So 800 knowledge, magnified, more power, less casting speed. Let's do this. Won't really hurt my development. Yeah, almost there. And then, oh, here we go. This should be the glyph I need to go for alchemy. I think I'll learn a spell now, which will allow me to create the resource I'm lacking. I think it was working out like that. Transfigure, exactly. There it is. So, transfigure, or where are you? Here. 5,000 mana, eats knowledge, transforms it into control. Exactly. There it is. So, let's kick out a mass power. I've never been a big fan of that spell. I mean, it's quite nice and all. 48k. Alright. I think I'm underusing the power of spells pretty frequently in this game, but, you know, I also feel like this using every resource to its full extent in this game, well, that's something that which will keep you busy for quite a while. So I also gained a lot of extra wood capacity without knowing how. I don't want to bother about that. So, Focus Stone requires stuff I don't have yet. Really want the Cloak of Recovery, that's a nice thing. But this will require so many other spells before it will happen. Sadly. Dimensional Prowess, what's that? Space Quality, that's a nice thing. Space Quality makes everything cheaper. Widen space, increase of physical space thingy, great. And how much control do we need? 40, alright. Quite happy that this episode is exactly the path to alchemy. I like that. So, any other new structures? No. Contain control. Any... Oh, the scholars books increase control capacity then as well. It's a pretty nifty thing. I want to craft myself some wizard bark right now, because that's just a very useful resource to begin with. Oh yeah, 2 more carpentry stations. That's the ratio. So I really hope that I'm going to be able to upgrade the Transfigure spell quite soon, because it really sucks to grind 40 control like that. Let's see. Controlled casting. It'll learn to improve your wizardry by implementing control. I don't think that this will help me. Scholar's Alchemy. Oh, okay, this would be the thing, but, well, it'll require even more control, but this will spit out control whenever I cast something. Nice passive generation. When will we get to see some Luton? I actually meant to do this tonight, but it went so late and I was so tired that I didn't get to wrap my head around it. So I think weekend, but the weekend will be definitely the time to show. And I will, I guess, do it on the tube. So tomorrow or the day after. It's the plan. Just wanted to be a little bit awake when I get into some new idle incremental game. These tend to be a little bit more complicated, you know. So Magnified makes spells damn more mana intense to learn, but if I see that correctly, there is no downside to that thing. This is a pretty amazing glyph because it does not increase any costs. It just makes the spell faster and a little bit more powerful. Great thing. But you gotta be able to afford it, you know. So a spell with Magnified and Quick is pretty damn costly, but actually affordable. Hell yeah. So let's do this here. Oh yeah, I can actually learn most of the spells in this version. Great. I haven't played Force of Nature myself. My wife played it and I looked over her shoulder. Would I recommend it? No. Actually not. It's well, I only saw part 2, and what I saw didn't really I wasn't too happy with that. Why? Because it felt like there was too much tedium and in that game, and too much tediousness and not enough fun. On the other hand, you know, it happens to games sometimes that they take the whole realism and detail level too seriously and forget to and then there's no captivating fun part in it, you know. That sadly is how it felt to watch my wife play Force of Nature, and that's why I didn't pick it up, because it looked like a pretty strenuous game, similar to Graveyard Simulator, or however it's Graveyard Keeper or how it's called. I always meant to get into it, but well, I'll give it a chance though. I'll give it a chance. From the 3 games you were mentioning, why must I go? I would recommend you Songs of Six most, because it's very polished. If you like engineering game and how to put it, physics-based challenges and puzzling around with different builds, Timberborn will be definitely the better title, because Timberborn offers a lot of awesome interactions with water and building dams and the like. Really a lot of fun. And whereas Songs of Six, well, it's an old school city builder, and it's a city-state builder, I'm sorry, and it really comes as a game on a grand scale, and it's serving quite well, getting better with every version. Downside, still early access, version 62 or so reached. The dev is so ambitious that you won't know when it's done, but comparable to RimWorld when it was early access, it's already a really great game. Really great game, featuring a lot here. Well, thank you, man. I'm happy that I was able to bring some of that experience I made with RimWorld to you folks. Couple of hours I spent with that one. RimWorld is a great game. It's like one of the most immersive things that I've ever touched, and I'm already looking forward to my next sessions there. Taking a bit of a hiatus from playing RimWorld because I just played it so much, and I always feel like it's really important to take a break every now and then when you notice that it's growing dull on you, because if you don't, you burn out and you probably never touch it again, or at least that might happen for me. Well, you can do sea ice much more hardcore than I did it. I practically took the challenge on the lowest scale, because I felt like that was already annoying enough. I must say, I didn't like it too much. Sea ice was really boring in the most time, for the most time. If you would put it down like that, she puts way more thought into things. I tend to play very much on instinct, so when it comes down to strategy games and building games, she really is the better player of us. When it comes down to games where you must take a quick decision making, I outshine her every time. So we really beat each other in different aspects, but many games where it's down to building up a certain build, like be it tower defense games or puzzle games, she really just takes more time to think about things before placing things down, while I'm acting quite rash. I got lucky with 2 steel. Whoa, 2 steel meteors on sea ice. Awesome. Yeah, that's the problem with sea ice challenge on RimWorld. You really are bound with what's falling from the sky. If nothing's falling from the sky, your sea ice challenge is quite boring, and the other way, vice versa, you know. Good lord, that control grind sucks. I forgot it a little bit right now. Worst part was upgrading the control spell, or transfigure spell, did cost me control again, but well, I did build up the resource so damn slow without an upgrade. I feel like that was just necessary. Hey, Dog Rider. Well, thank you for your kind words in the first place, and the other thing, well, competition. There's just so many other great content creators out there, and it's hard to get into to compete. You know, everybody has only so much time, and you cannot watch all of us, and therefore, I think a lot of people just already invested with their with other content creators, and that's why I am still building. But it's really great feeling to hear such warm words from you. Thank you. Oh yeah, well, Kage. Right now I'm playing more Kitten's game again. I meant to go back to Evolve when Kitten's game tires me again. That's been the plan. Congratulations on the on completing that challenge. Sounds like an interesting challenge in the first place. I love it that this that Evolve idol gets so much sees so much development still. So let's see, building resource gain. Not that important right now. Let's keep going with going ham at the carpentry stations. Well, sorry to hear that. Why must I go? It's, sometimes, you know, you can't force it on people. They, you know, either they like it or not. The only thing I can say, if you want to get somebody to cherish stuff that you cherish, just well, be passionate about it, but don't be pushy. And at some point, your significant other might think that might wonder what's the fun there, and might want to take a peek. That's the only chance you got, you know. You can't force it down on somebody. As much as you want to share your love with gaming, I do understand that. So, I want more craftsmanship capability now. I bet I'm pretty close to the ability to do more of the development research. Let's check that out. So, charged spells sure sounds tasty. But what about these? Expert expansion. I would love to go this here, 2,400. That's a joke, isn't it? All I need is some new research stations to store more of that energy stuff. Here, development points. And then let's go ham at the expert skills. It's been about time. Yeah, that's true. Evolve Idol was one game that when I took the first glance at it, at its whole scope, I was like, wow, that's an incremental game keeping me busy for years. I love it. I don't know, I love games that have this ring to it that you really notice that they will keep you, that they can keep you entertained for the course of several years. I like that a lot. And I also managed to eat up all the knowledge. Good lord. But well, we just used we just went into the development process of the expert scholar, and that does have an extra strain on the knowledge generation. So it ain't that horrible as it might look. So, let's go for some sorcery in between. And let's see, dimensional control. Nothing that I can influence right now. Too bad, actually, but whatever. So right now I'm also spamming out spells to keep the knowledge increase going, because every spell I cast gives me knowledge due to the artifact I'm wearing. I'm not gonna level up Transfigure another time. Let's see how costly it would be. 45 control. No, thank you. If I'd paid that, I would need to begin once more. And I happen to know that once you have unlocked Alchemy, you very quickly get a passive income of control. That's why I'm pushing it so hard, because I know that I'm that close to generating that resource passively, you know. And therefore, it's all gonna be good in a sec. But that's always in this game like it. The unlocking the next level of something is always kind of like a pretty rough ride to take. There's always a pretty high bar of what you have to do before you're allowed to pass on to the next part of the game. Do you have or know a good video that explains how this game works? Well, it's so hard to summarize that into one video. I meant to do something like a tutorial for this game, but it's so damn hard because it's a multi-layered experience. You begin with very few resources to manage, and it gets more and more. Everything is interwoven, and basically it's a game where you play a mage that creates, with the power of mana, everything else. At some point you create you see the world, you create space, you create elements, you could imagine it's like a mage creating a pocket dimension and tinkering with it until it has everything he wants to have, if you're into the fantasy trope. Yeah. And this game really does capture the whole feeling quite nicely. Complexity reminds you of EVE Online. Yeah, that's a pretty good comparison, actually. It's a pretty good comparison. I can't wait to unlock Alchemy for you guys, because that's where this game will go places. We have not unlocked, like, not even half of all the resources that the game has in store for us. There's so much more to see now. Alright, so here we go. Now, finally, Alchemy, like the title implied. 2,400 knowledge will be necessary. That won't be no issue whatsoever now. What's the target goal of this game? I have no clue. I guess play until you run out of things to unlock? I never got that far, I must admit. That I was asking, that I had the feeling that I didn't know what to do anymore. I mean, I gotta say also, or mention also, that this game is still early access, so it ain't finished. It's probably the dev has some end game in mind for this one. I surely hope that this game will find a nice ending, because this would be one of those games where I would like it if it had something, some feeling like, yep, look at that, you finished the game, feel great with it, see ya. And, you know, that would be really awesome. So, transmute. Learn the alchemic glyph that converts one element into another. Learn flow. So, flow and transmute. And now we're able to do alchemy. Learn brewing. First off, we got to learn these things. Let's see. New alchemy available. New spell, create spring. Yeah, we can now create water. Oh, I didn't know, Dark Rider. That sounds amazing. I mean, Cataclysm as a multiplayer thing, that's basically a wet dream that I don't dare to go down that rabbit hole because it would be too great if it would be done. And I have a hard time believing that it can be done due to the turn-based nature of the game. But I would love to see it work, you know. Really would love to see that. So, let's go. Yeah, multiplayer in Cataclysm, that's I don't know. That might be one of the greatest things ever. Because of the insane complexity and depth of Cataclysm, you can do so effing much already. And combine that with a second player, that sounds like a ton of fun. So, I need... No, I already got that new spell. So let's see, can I add it into my loadout? I'll kick out Empowered Smithery, because that's not that important right now. And here, create Spring. It's a very costly spell. It'll create water for me at the expense of space. Yeah, exactly. But alchemy, yeah, you know, no alchemy without water. And here, the alchemist upgrade. That's what I need. So, water. Look at that. 80 seconds of water incoming. So, alchemic command, alchemic ability. Here it is. That's what we've been looking for the whole time. Base control, generation per second. Yeah, I really, that's exactly the point, Night Rogue. I really have no clue how the heck this should work with the turn-based nature of Cataclysm. Because basically you would need to go one after another or what. But I mean, I'm no programmer, and no means I don't have any understanding whatsoever how you would be supposed to solve problems like these. I mean, obviously everything is possible somehow. So I can only say I would love to see Cataclysm as a multiplayer thing. So I'm now pumping out the alchemic ability upgrades as much as possible. And the real cool thing now is we can now, for example, start alchemizing things. We can now tell the game to transform our control into knowledge automatically. And alchemy basically is another layer of automating your resource generations and creating new consumables at the same time. Because now I'm consuming a tiny portion of my control generation to pimp up the knowledge production here. So check it out. I'm taking it out. We're now at 30.9. So this was a bump up by 50%. Just for the tiny investment there. And you see we have slots here with a alchemical capacity. I guess I will explain all that at the beginning of the next video. So, oh yeah, why must I go? You were mentioning, like, could I explain that game? I would give you one recommendation. Watch this playlist from the very first episode after the stream. And this should give you a bit more of an impression. Because I always tried to explain as much as possible during this playthrough. You know, that always happens to me. If I'm very passionate about a game, I'm in explain mode, and maybe you can take something out of that. I have to thank you. So let's buy ourselves some notes for more mental resource capacity. That sounds so weird. But mental resources, you must see, every resource has a category. Arcanum is elemental, Spark is elemental, Knowledge is mental, Skill is mental, Control is mental. So with notes, we increase the capacity of this entire category here. This will help us a lot. And you see here, I almost don't need the Transfiguration spell anymore. I can now generate the control that I need passively. So I can now kick out that spell quite soon, and that's going to be a great thing. So, let's see. I would say Orb of Creation is the perfect game for all people who are thinking like, idle games sure look a little bit interesting, but lack of interactivity kills it for me. This game looks like an idle game, but there's so much going on at the same time that you really won't have any chance to grow bored or get the feeling that you're playing something like an idle game. No. So here we get now the ability to brew mana potions, real mana potions. So mana potions do what the name would imply. You gain mana per second, but at the same time we now must see water is a non-permanent resource. So we need the Create Spring spell, which gimps my space generation. And let's see, oh yeah, Magic Alchemy, also very important. This, I can't remember what this exactly did, but if I remember correctly, it was a enabler for new skills. Okay. And now I'm sitting at a spot where I feel like there's always something to do. So let's go for some casting resonators as well. These increase mana quality. That means everything involving mana grows cheaper, which is a pretty strong stat in the first place. So let's create some paper for the Thaumic Scrolls and create some Thaumic Scrolls in general. Arcanum pages. Well, that ain't that important right now. I don't want to spend 80 of my valuable arcane notes here. So widen space. Yeah, I should cast that. And you just saw that. Here's another fun thing. All these recipes can also be leveled. So I can also create more knowledge by transmuting more of my control. And then I can upgrade that recipe, just like I can upgrade spells. So alchemy has a very similar mechanical foundation like my spellbook, but it goes different ways. And it's I'm always impressed how this guy who's coding this game is getting these things together that get that illusion of doing magic, you know. This game gives you so often the feeling, it gives you such a magic-y feeling, you know. I love that. Alright, so we're upgrading the transmute knowledge. When you're upgrading alchemistic alchemy things, let's check that out. So check out this number and that number. So you see we gain much more of that, but we also consume more of that. So, and that's the pain. There is always the issue that at some point you will consume too much of a resource if you upgrade the recipe too much. Just like with spells. Upgrade the spells too much and you're unable to cast them because they're just growing too costly on you. Okay. So let's spend some of those tasty Thaumic Scrolls. I don't have too many automagic tomes or Thaumic volumes. Let's change that. these generate knowledge, skill, and thaumaturgy. These store our thaumaturgy. And I think it's also about time to upgrade my spells again, and a ton of other things at the same time. But it is also time for me to say good night for today, because as much fun as I might have right now... Oh, controlled casting. Let's go for that. I am tired and it is time to go to bed. This game doesn't let me go that easily. So, I thank you all for your time, the good company, and your attention. Next time we're going to dive deeper into the secrets of alchemy. And I wish you all a nice start into the weekend, all of you who were around with the stream. All of you who weren't around with the stream, leave me a comment, a thumbs up, or a subscription if you haven't done so already. I mean, the current audience might do so as well if they want to help out. And you can also check out my social media. There's Twitter and Discord, where I post all the streams before they happen. And last but not least, check out my Patreon and the PayPal link in the description box. As a creator of free content, I can use all the help that I can get, and you guys can help me there. So, thanks for watching through this. Have a wonderful day, and see you next time. Bye-bye.